What's up, BroBible? I'm Adam Richman from Man Finds Food on the Travel Channel. I'm going to be making my Hangover egg Sammy from my cookbook Straight Up Tasty. It's a recipe that is good for when you are hungover, easy to make when you're hungover, delicious to eat when you're hungover. I mean, it's eggs and cheese and bacon. How bad can it be, right? Alright, cool. So this was a recipe actually, a kid named Andy that I went to school with. I crashed at his house the night after a very, very long night in college. And I started smelling this amazing smell from the kitchen I was unaccustomed to. So he was just making egg sandwiches and he was throwing in some cream stout. You can use whatever you want. We got oatmeal stout today. We could just do 2 eggs per sandwich. You could make 3 eggs per sandwich, entirely up to you. So we'll crack a couple eggs. Since I'm making it for my buddy Brandon from BroBible here, we're gonna make 2 sandwiches worth of delicious hen apples. In addition to obviously having our eggs, we gotta season them up a little bit. So always do a little bit of salt. And the reason that you always see chefs doing this kind of thing from up high is not to be pretentious. Okay, it's a little bit. I'm gonna put in some fresh black pepper. So then we can sort of bring up a couple of the flavors. So I tend to go for a little bit of Italian flavors in my initial variation on this one. So we're gonna add in a little bit of oregano, a little bit of dried parsley. Now people say, why not dry, why not fresh? Dude, you're hungover, you wanna chop herbs? I wanna hear anything. Also, obviously I like a little bit of spice. A little help for those of you who don't like eating spice, a little bit of white rice or bread ahead of time, and if you have a little bit of banana, it provides a very safe exit strategy. Translation, protect your beehole. Now here's the thing, people will be like, well, I'm cooking, but you know, I don't really want alcohol in my food. Bear in mind that once we heat this sucker up, most of the alcohol is gonna cook out. So I'm gonna bring some of this flavor in there. This is one of the reasons I like using sun-dried tomatoes that are store-bought. They're easy to make at home. But when they come in a jar like this, you see they have all this, usually packed in some kind of oil, some kind of vinegar. I actually tend to add a little bit of that. Why? Because you get some of the flavor of the sun-dried tomatoes right into the egg before you actually have the sun-dried tomatoes themselves. I'm gonna go with some basic ingredients. Again, you can feel free to mix it up. Now normally I throw in some fresh mozzarella and sun-dried tomatoes, but I brought some other variations on it. In the meantime, while the pans are heating up, you can take a look at it. I have some crumbled feta, we have the mozzarella, we have shredded cheddar, fresh basil, sun-dried tomatoes whole, black olives, artichokes, marinated mushrooms, and again, you can do whatever you want. Now, I actually jacked up a little bit. I should have put a little oil in the pan first, that's fine. But again, we're gonna scramble it, move it around, and turn the heat nice and low. It almost is gonna smell a little bit like a ballpark soft pretzel if you're doing it right. So then what we're gonna do is throw in some of these chopped sun-dried tomatoes. Throw in some mozzarella cheese. So again, you mix it around, let that cheese melt. Now I always crave something salty and crunchy the next day, so I tend to go for obviously some kind of bacon, which is, of course, proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. Now I have some turkey bacon ready, and we have some regular bacon ready. Again, it could be a religious preference, a health preference, ultimately up to you. Now I like turkey bacon on the sandwich because it's meaty and it doesn't sort of crumble like traditional pork bacon does. So we have all these great ingredients, we may as well play with them. So we got some olives. Again, you may want a cheese that's a little firmer, may not melt as much. You can throw feta in. You can do goat, but goat is obviously going to melt. We'll make this one a multi-cheese one. We'll throw a little bit of cheddar in as well. Now you can always spill some of this liquid aside. And I'm sure by now our English muffins are toasted. So again, you can butter this, you can put garlic butter on there, whatever you like. We can even play a little bit with some of these marinated artichokes, just slice them open on the bias so they'll lay flat on the sandwich. And this is also, if you ever want to do like a Pool Benedict, you can do this instead of like Canadian bacon or something like that. So we'll just slice them, butterfly them open. So our egg mixture is nearly done. So now we also have some pork bacon, so we're going to go a little bit to both sides of the aisle, you know. So put some meat candy right in there. You see how it's like sticking just a little bit now, just it heats up and there's not enough moisture, which is fine. You don't want too much. So now, Use a good slotted spatula. Put a big scoop right on there. What I tend to do is plate it like this, or if I let it set as an omelet, you can even cut it with a coffee mug. But basically I plate it as is, and then I can always make it look nice in the end. So I'll plate it up on both of these. Now then, so we have this. We got our plate. I'm gonna do it bro style, just wipe some crap off and do it now. This is why I like the turkey bacon. Super durable, and it holds when you bite down on it. So we'll do 1/2 of this. We'll do a piece of turkey bacon. It's called railroading. You can order, it's one of the terms that people are talking about. Stop running a train on it, but you may want to. And then the other half sandwich. I'm good at this.